Had to remember to unmute myself. Okay then. Oh, this is weird. Oh my god. There we go. That's a little bit better. Had to turn off studio mode. What's going on, guys? Welcome to a Saturday night live stream, which I don't do very often. Usually special occasions. Much like tonight. So, Quadeca actually dropped a new album the other day, and I didn't notice. And then, of course, I want to check that out because I'm a fan of Quadeca. So, here we are. The last time I did this, I believe, was also on a Saturday night with his last album. So he actually releases not only every track of the album, but he puts together an entire string of basically an hour-long movie with it. Not exactly one long music video. We have seen a music video from his first release from this album, which is pretty cool. Now, his style is very different. He is very much his own artist. So it's not going to be for everyone. And this is definitely not going to be like one of our normal streams that we do over here on this channel. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm here for it. You know, if you're here for it, yay. Appreciate you. And I also have a shake from Sonic. Hashtag not spawn. And me and the wifey went and saw the new Black Panther movie. Almost didn't get home in time to do this. You know, had enough time to get it set up and then just kind of pop in. But either way, guys, if you are here, make sure you hit that like button. Let YouTube know I'm doing a good thing. And if you are new here, you can see that I have to have subscriber mode on for the chat because, well, frankly, porn bots are a thing. It's really annoying. It's usually a good way to keep them out. So, either way, if you do want to come into the chat and say whatever, and we can discuss just stuff as we go, by all means. I always interact with chat as we go. So let me pop over to here. I'm not used to doing this manually. Normally I have my Stream Deck lined up. But either way. Oh, a long damn day. Alright, so I'm going to keep this where I can see it. And we're just going to go ahead and get started. Check all levels. Nothing should be different tonight. Why is this a little off? There we go. Now I can see all of the things. And I'm going to go ahead and mute my background music. Alright. So the album is called I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, which should be interesting. Hey, Christine. What's going on? And a lot of his music is very self-reflective, and then some of it is, well, directed at specific people sometimes. Like you do, but he usually writes his feelings. Like his last album, at the beginning of it, when he first started putting it together, I'm pretty sure he was going through a breakup, and life was changing a bit, and then it changed over time. He had his whole Sisyphus and mountain theme. With the last one, I have no idea what he's going with here. So we'll see. And like he's really, really good at coming up with concepts for music videos and capturing great scenery and stuff like that. So regardless, there will be beautiful views here. You know, listening, it's fine. It's okay, Christine. I am okay. All right, let's get going. Oh, also, I do want to mention he does tend to do concept albums. So like songs tend to flow and have there's like a story he's generally telling. I think he's zooming in on the moon there. Also, that's all on the left here. Ooh. The other thing he really does, he builds out these really dense soundscapes. It's a little overwhelming for some, so, you know, just be warned. I might actually have to turn up my own volume here. I'm still getting used to this microphone. I don't know which way my volume goes. I was trying to adjust the quality and I screwed up. There we go. Oh, that's paused. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, let's try this again. Oh, that looks way better.
Come to think about it, it's all in my head. Fuel tank blink, it's been running in the red. Praying for a green light, we can stay ahead. Nothing else seems right, you know what I said. Tell myself to calm down, listen, understand. Somewhere I got stuck, it's in my hand. Everything I want was never in a plan.
Sorry, I'm doing too many things.
And now it's I've been running in and out of dreams, repeat, and everything you ever said.
Okay, so what I should have done first was get the track listings. Because of the last one, he put what track was what, and he also had lyrics on the screen, like I think for almost all of it. Sorry. Tad Swift did the video as well. Good. And then he edited it. Good. All right. So the first song is Sorry for Dying. And Tell Me a Joke. Don't Mind Me. Picking Up Hands. Born Yesterday. The Memories We Lost in Translation. House Settling featuring Danny Brown. Really? Okay. That's the Danny Brown I think of. Knots, Fantasy World, Fractions of Infinity with Sunday Service Choir, and Cassini's Division with Thor Harris. Interesting. Okay.
So I'm not a ghost, passing through these walls I used to call home. Left my body lying on the doormat. Turn away, decided not to go back.
Okay, he's definitely doing something weird with the video here because I have it set in HD, but it looks like it's coming across as like grainy VHS footage. It's interesting. Did I mention it would be weird? It's definitely going to be weird. And like I said earlier, it's not going to be for everybody. And I fully recognize that. There's stuff in here that's probably not going to be for me. But I'm interested to hear it. If for no other reason, because he doesn't follow trends. He tries to set them. Oh, he's changed outfits. He's got a spotlight on a cabin in the middle of nowhere. All right, so I don't know. Like, part of this makes me believe like it's almost like being dead. Like, obviously the title, I didn't mean to haunt you, but it's almost like is this all like him feeling like he's lost it all and died? I guess we'll find out. I like. Okay, so he's getting up there like a comedian. He walks into a bar.
Who's there? Tell me the truth. A familiar shadow that everyone knew. Beast of remorse, you saw right through. Laughing at you, I had so many things left to do. And it's funny you said it's too soon. Stuck in the red, came out the blue. How am I doing this? More dry skeleton humorous. I try to walk myself out of the all I could hear were the crickets. Funny, the joke is on me. I tried hard not to miss it. Everything I could be. That's it. Not who's there. Tell me a joke. Something feels off. Was it words that I spoke? Or was it something else? Oh, how can it be? It's a setup. The punchline was me. Over my head.
Ooh, I like that. Hold on. First of all, the creepiness of the hand just reaching in, because he's got the white glove on there and everything. It's a bit different. Okay, hold on. I wanted to hear that again.
How can it be? It's a setup. The punchline was me. Over my head, I could see. Beast of remorse, fell for a year. Social experiment. Aren't you relieved to be hearing it? All of the cameras were burning all I could hear were the crickets.
It's interesting he went full on bleach blonde again. Though I think we saw that in the other music video. Okay, so this one's a bit more melodic. It's interesting. Like, the thing is, like, without the lyrics on the screen, it's a little difficult. One, because my hearing isn't that great, but, it is what it is. But also because he has really deep lyrics, usually a lot of double, even triple entendres when it's, like, just in his basic writing. And because he picks a theme, like in this one, it's tell me a joke. Everything is, like, referring to joke tellings, being a comedian, stuff like that. But it's also being very self-referential, which comedians usually are.
Funny, the joke is on me. I tried hard to miss it.
So this imagery is interesting. So it's zooming down what I guess is a pipe of some sort, but I don't know what's on this end. Like, where is this? It only zooms out so far. I think there's also meant to be some symbolism there with the spotlight. Now, like, sometimes he's trying to avoid it. Like, he's like, oh, it's too much. And then other times just fully embracing it and just going wild. Interesting. And this is just creepy. Like, there's a lot of creepy imagery in this one. So the last album was about, like, working through things and trying to move on, but being stuck in the same cycle over and over until finally getting out of it. And this album is more like, okay, I'm out of it, but now where do I go? It's a little weird. Beautiful scenery, though, wherever they shot this. Oh, wow. How do you get out there?
Don't mind me, I'm somewhere in between. Closed eyes in a dream. Closed eyes in a dream. Don't mind me, cold got a picture. Such a seizure. Somewhere in between. Colors and anesthesia. Somewhere in between. Closed eyes in a dream. Closed eyes in a dream. Don't mind me, I'm somewhere in between. Closed eyes in a dream. Closed eyes in a open up boxes, looking for closure. Point to the sky, if only you know I'm so much closer. Yeah, it's alright, I'm right by your side, just over your shoulder. I can't be the head of my business, I can't be the dust on the sofa. Have you canceled my close subscription? You opened my drawer, went through some walls, some letters and few of the pictures. You made a collage, a souvenir version of me, curated perfect and neat. Read by the memories, twisted the words that I speak. We both to the dirt and the weeds, yeah. From the metal to high, maybe I'll have to cry. Get a scratch, pitch me back to life. No static, no erratic. Close your eyes yourself and put the shit up in the attic. I'm running out of space and then everyone will mad. I'm running out of space and then.
Yep, random dogs. It's like, I'm just going to stand out here for 10 minutes to get this footage, and then other people are out on here on the beach. That's pretty funny. Also figures I hadn't paused in a minute. This is a very interesting shot here. I guess it's like a lake in a valley, because you clearly have like shadows of mountains coming from over here. I don't know what this house up over out on the water would have been. And this must have been a pier of some sort out here, long since gone. It's really cool though. That dog's got a whole like almost like service vest on. Interesting. The music on this one definitely reminds me of a song off the last album, and I'm trying to remember the title of it was. It'll come to me eventually, but it's very similar rhythm and like musically. Even though not technically music video, having the visuals and he definitely cherry picked the visuals to go with the songs. Like it does help. It just fills in the vibe. And like that's basically what he's doing, setting a mood and then like it'll progress. This is definitely a sequel to the last album, like sonically. It just so much of it is the same. But I mean I'm like not literally, but you know what I mean. He definitely has a sound that one you could really kind of pinpoint it's him if you just heard it. And I think, at least between this and the previous, he's progressed into whatever this technically is. It's like, I don't know how to nail it down. And it's like, this is where he wants to be right now. And like for the last few years, this is where he just wants himself to be. And to have that freedom as an independent artist is pretty awesome. Didn't expect that to be in there. Like a phonograph sound. Wow, is that the actual sky? I mean, I would assume so. There hasn't been anything that looked fake yet.
Covered in skin. That room is the wall, it's the poster and all, and the lamp is still swinging its cold. It's the shadow.
He's also been playing a lot with the like dissonance. Like a lot of the what he's just doing on the guitar there, it sounded fine and then just switched after some glitching noises too, like being almost purely dissonant. So strange. It sounds foreign and familiar at the same time. It's really weird.
Footsteps that take made a mark of dust on the floor. And I saw there's the second time. The second. Same carpet I crawled in, same bucket I was washed in. I gave all the time to it, I was trying to figure out the faucets. Tall marks on the wall charts, it's the wrong parts getting longer. I was standing so far away, I don't wanna go another day. Same basket carrying me, I need you there with me. I need you just down the road. I looked up and down, didn't want to make a sound. I was so far away, I don't want to go another day. I traced back the ground, flipped the place right around. Tried to call, but the dog runs away from me now. I was staring at the ceiling, I was fucking terrified. I was trying to get these feelings out of sight, I'm paralyzed. Same old tree, seen it all, peeking through the blinds. I can do it how I used to climb. Gravity been getting used to my same bucket I was washed in. I gave all the time to it. I was trying to figure out the faucets. Tall marks on the wall charts, it's the wrong parts getting longer. I was standing so far away, I don't wanna go another day. Same basket you carry me, I need you there with me. I need you just down the hall.
Now he's just playing with the rhythm. It's like there's just a groove going on. It's like the weird thing is like it doesn't make sense, which I mean works on this channel 100%. But like there's definitely a groove there. Just and plus I'm just enjoying watching him play with the dog. It's kind of fun actually.
It's the poster and all, and the lamp still singing its song. It's the shadowy way of the footsteps I take, made a mark through the dust on the floor. And I saw another
Yes.
sense until you say them out loud.
Universal Consolation Prize. Huh. So like just sometimes he'll just drop like very meaningful lyrics, like just like in passing, like that. Hey, you can say that about this, Christine, but there are people out there who think that Home Free is garbage. In the same way that you think this is probably garbage. So it's all about perspective. And like, like I said, it's not probably not even 100% for me, but I'm here to experience it. Even if it's weird. Okay, so he did that whole music video with the tape. Oh, which is, I think this one. Yeah, it was this one, yeah. I actually kind of like this song. Well, I think that the like building of anxiety like that, like literally like it's building to something, you're waiting for it, is intentional because like I said, it's a concept album, which means like it has a start and a finish. You're not going to just pluck a song out of it and go, okay. It's like it's meant to go from one place to another throughout the music without the album. So, and like I said, generally he's working through stuff. Yeah, I think his older stuff wasn't so much in the way of concept, and also the style was really different. And mind you, when he started working on his previous album, he was only 19, and that was 2 years ago. So he's still really young. I think he's 23 or 24 now. I think 24. He is really talented. Whether you understand what he does, the thing is he is very talented. His ability to rap, his ability to write lyrics, produce music, all these things is incredible for somebody his age. Not to mention he's Canadian. He's got that. He's got that holding him back. I'm just kidding. Also, the the video is not meant to specifically represent anything. It's not literally a music video. It is set up to be like a movie. It's basically a screensaver to go with the music, for lack of a better description. And he's definitely borrowing a bit of stylization from NF when it comes to the music videos. That's why his character looks roughly the same in all these things. I also feel like when he released this singular music video for this, it was different. And I know he did that on the last one as well. So when he brought in songs he had previously released into the album, he actually changed them up a little bit. A mega rich family? Oh, it says 22. Sorry, I overaged him. My bad. Oh, I thought he was 20 a little bit later. Oh, it is what it is. I'm reading here. It's crazy. And since when does being born with money preclude you from having problems?
I've been in so many hearts, been in so many prayers, I've been in so many couches. I've been in so many lives, I live so many lives, I live in so many houses. I've been subject to change, I keep circling days, I keep thinking about it. I've been trying to unsee how you moved on from me, cause it feels like without me. I've been riffing the floor, that umbilical cord is still sort of around me today. I think you're goddamn right. I wasn't born yesterday. I think you're goddamn right. I wasn't born yesterday. I wasn't born anyway. I call you anyway.
I mean, even if that's true, who cares? I mean, honestly, it's like, does that mean you have no talent? Does that mean you don't have to work for anything? Does that mean you've got a perfect life and you don't have to work through any nonsense? I mean, it might mean you have slightly more opportunity to make things happen, but it still is what it is. And I guess if he's technically from California, I don't know why everybody says he's Canadian. Unless they're also from Canada. Yeah, she is. I'm just reading here. It's like I never looked at his wiki before. It's kind of funny. So, are you saying like everything about him is fake because he came from a rich family? Like he doesn't even have a lisp. Yeah, Voice Memos was a great album. The whole section on his YouTube drama was pretty funny. Let's see here. He re-announced his second. Oh, I misread that. Okay. Also, it's really weird to hear read his real name over and over. Like I knew what his first name was, I never knew what his last name was. That is just weird. I'm kind of glad he got rid of that other shirt from the last time.
Those little things I should have said out loud. All those little things
Weird.
heavy on the clouds. I had just a hint of doubt.
See, like now I want if he's born in California and his parents are technically American, I don't know why it's been said that he was Canadian. Now I'm confused. Maybe he moved to Canada. Lives there, and see, now I'm confused. Because he also, like, a lot of his lyrics are more, they're not structured in, like, American English in the same way. How do you know he didn't have to? How do you know his dad paid his way? Just because your parents are rich doesn't mean shit for you. You don't know. I mean, my parents had a lot of money growing up. When I was growing up, it's like I still had to do shit. I don't have anything. Excellent. Thanks, Denise. Out there working hard for me. I'm sure that was probably while I was working.
I wish I let that hit become me. Just a little doubt. Can figure out how to outrun me. I'll be free if I just save the day. Yeah, with you right now. And that day flash should stay delayed. Cause the only thing I want is and it's all those little things I should've said out
It's getting loud. That'll wake you up. Sorry, I actually had to turn that down. It was getting so loud. Like, I turned my own volume down here, like, a while ago. That just kept getting louder and louder at the crescendo. Okay, so we're roughly at the halfway mark, give or take. Um, yeah, this is definitely, I mean, it's different. I'm not even going to deny that it's definitely different. And I said, since we started the stream, it's not going to be for everybody. I do like that one, though. Like, something about it. Like, the funny thing is, like, he's not making the vocals, like, very forward. Like, it's a lot about the music, and then, like, the actual lines that come through tend to be a bit more poignant, which is different. He had a lot more clean vocals, and you could really understand more on his previous album. Also, I mentioned in the last one, he actually put the lyrics on the screen, which is really nice. Would have been good to have those here too. He's done comedy, yeah. Yeah, so Quadeca has done a lot of comedy stuff. His 15 Styles of Rap is actually, generally speaking, parody, like, because he's usually trying to imitate the rapper in the way they would sing or rap, however you want to put it. But usually there's a lot of comedy involved, especially visual comedy, stuff like that. He also used to play, he was kind of a Let's Player back in the day a little bit, but it wasn't like game playthroughs. He was just playing like FIFA. You know, he really loved FIFA, a soccer game. Stuff like that. I mean, he is actually a pretty funny dude. He's a weirdo, like you expect a creative type to be. Um, but he's still, I like him. I like the other stuff he does, like like outside of his straight up music like this. Like I really do like his the 15 styles or however many things he does it in, because he did the I think like his 10 million subscriber, I think he did. Was it 10 million? Either way, doesn't matter. Like 100 style video. His diss tracks are usually really well done, even considering he hasn't done one in a really long time. So, but he also took a break from doing the 15 styles videos and stuff like that to basically just focus on his music. Hopefully he'll get back to it because that was kind of his bread and butter there. You know, it's like I get that you want to make music, but you can't 100% leave behind the thing that kind of made you famous in the first place. Yeah. I mean, it is like super complex. And, you know, we've often talked on this channel, complexity doesn't mean good and simplicity doesn't mean bad. So, you know, it is what it is. As long as he's got the meaning behind it. Which is one reason why I think the videos that he shot are more meaningful. Because, like, he's what's the word I'm looking for? Um, he's putting the emotion on the screen and trying to match it to the music as best as possible. Now, does that mean we are 100% conveying was the word I was looking for? Conveying. Does that mean it's 100% translating? Nope. But it is what it is. I like more words. There's words. Unfortunately, they're not very clean. I hope the volume comes down. Also, what song are we on now? Okay, so we just did Born Yesterday. So in theory, this is the Memories We Lost in Translation. Okay. I'm going to turn the quality down just a little. I mean, it is what it is. Also, the videos are taking a turn, scenery-wise. Like, it's very creepy and weird, and actually a lot in the dark in the earlier part. Now it's like blatantly daytime, flowers in a field, and it's starting to snow. Interesting. I see like this like I guess it's meant to be like a spotlight. So he's definitely got there's something going on with this because he's had it on screen almost like since the beginning. A very focused, like circular thing. And we saw the spotlight specifically in the second song. Um so it's either like a spotlight focusing on things or like as we saw like looking through a pipe or looking through a broken window or broken door. Like a very small window in a way out to the world. It's interesting. Oh, and I will say right now, I really liked his last album. This is not hitting me the same way. But also, so far, he hasn't had a song that hooked me yet. Like, there's nothing that has, like, a straight up hook. There's nothing that's conceivably, like, what would be a normal song. Where he had four or five songs on the last album that easily could have been radio played. And then he got into the more esoteric stuff in between. Also, the cold weather is totally here now. I actually turned the heater on last night. Really low, but I turned it on. It's like said it's 70. It's supposed to be, I guess, in the 30s tonight. Oh, back to creepy and dark. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, esoteric is literally what he's going for. He's trying to set vibes.
Can we get shit straight? I've been alone since you left me in your wake. I've been alone to reflect on my mistakes. I've been alone since when you offered me your forgiveness. I was begging you not to breathe and tried to yell at you from a distance. Could you tell?
Oh, that's weird. He's like really got the lisp going, which normally he doesn't. He looks like he's gone through, or sounds like he's gone through a lot of therapy to not go into his lisp, but that's pretty hefty. Also, the other thing going on is he's showing a whole lot of kind of smallish, boarded up or degraded houses or other types of buildings. But in the one video, he's got like a really nice, like almost all glass, like tiny beach house thing that looks like $1 million, but everything else is like trash. I don't know, visually, he's definitely trying to convey a lot of things. Now, those seem to be going over my head a little bit, but also this might have been a shop, because there's definitely like a thing hanging out here, like there would be a sign hanging from it. More of a barn door situation here. Weird.
When you let me see it, put my feet on the floor, always every boy, heard it creep, turn it weak, turn the heat up some more.
I think the saturation is coming up. Hold on. Oh, that's weird. Hold on. I have to go back, because now it looked like it was super desaturated and then it started getting brighter.
First things first, can we get shit straight? I've been alone since you left me in your wake. I've been alone to reflect on my mistakes. I've been alone since when you offered me your
Might be a good point.
I was begging you not to breathe and tried to yell at you from a distance. Could you tell when you let me see it? Put my feet on the floor, always every boy, heard it creep, turn it weak, turn the heat up some more. It was spreading, said it's inside his soul, breathing in the air, racing my withdrawals, taking my guard, breaking my alarms.
Hold on. I'm focusing on where he's stepping, because they're like, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. And I'm trying to listen to the lyrics, but I'm distracting myself. Yeah, I said that at the beginning, Trin. I literally said, it's like, I wonder if this is like he's died and doesn't know where to go from here. Like the title was, I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. Like, I thought, is like, is he a ghost wandering through life without a thing? Like a ghost who's lost everything. It's weird. Like, and that really makes a lot of sense. Like, it's a passage in the afterlife. Hold on, I want to go back to these lyrics here.
I've been alone since you left me in your wake. I've been alone to reflect on my mistakes. I've been alone since when you offered me your forgiveness. I was begging you not to breathe.
Also, I went back too far.
Could you tell when you let me see it? Put my feet on the floor, always every boy, heard it creep, turn it weak, turn the heat up some more. It was spreading, said it's
Also, closing my eyes helped because I'm not distracted by the visuals and I could actually listen. Like there's a part where he's like "Ooh," going on, and it's like there's so much going on in the just in the vocals. Like there's just layers. I want to know exactly how many layers he has per song. I know he showed it off in the other album. Showed some of the workflow on the back side of it, and it was just like holy shit. Like
Cracks in the wall, friends I hide it all. Dents in the rug, aging side is saw. Breathe in the air, lacing my withdrawals. Taking my guard, breaking my alarms. Keep yourself busy, let me try. I feel guilty, I can't say why. But you see, always my heart, but I give it a try.
I think unless otherwise stated, yes. It would have been nice if he time stamped which song was which, because like I don't know if we just changed it over to the Danny Brown one. That would have been nice to know. Like having the chapters broken down and then having the actually I want to see this. Hold on. It showed me a minute ago. Why can't I see it now? I saw the hot zone a second ago. I don't know why I can't see it now. It would be nice to know just the breakdowns. Also lyrics. That looks like a face. It's weird. That's okay. It's house settling. Okay, so we are in number 7. Okay. Like I said, it'd be nice to have actual chapter breakdown so I know when one ends. Because the only song I was familiar with was the one he's already released. Also, it's just the Danny Brown that I know of. I've never heard him rap. Like I knew he does, I just never heard it. Also, the point of view of carbon monoxide. Oh, speaking of carbon monoxide, I got a decent amount of that in my face at work today. Just something really wrong with the truck I was in. I don't know what was going on, but it was pouring like raw diesel exhaust into the cab and I couldn't get rid of it. Even with a like really, really strong cross breeze, it was overwhelming. It's like he's got a telescopic lens going on. Like, when you have when you have a flashlight that can, slide in and out or twist and it's focusing the beam and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Like the visuals are really interesting me. Like, cause he's doing a lot of visual storytelling. That's one thing I do like about Quadeca, his style in video editing. But the haunting imagery totally makes sense. Why it's always kind of creepy and off-putting. Oh, just that dull drone. Ooh. Well, yeah, now I can tell we changed songs, obviously. Was not expecting that. Is it? Okay. I'm an open book in a closed casket. Okay. Yeah, this woke me up. Hold on. I'm trying to listen to the lyrics. There's a lot going on there. I also feel like I'm in a hearing test the whole time. Also, I have to recognize that this is an hour-long video. As much as I'm clicking back, I'm going much further than I think I am. That was like so like radically different than everything else. That sounds like so what's the word I'm looking for? It sounds like a song you would definitely use to test your sound system in your house or your car. Like, because there's so much going on and it's so dynamic. Like you need the energy to like it's to test it all out. I'm gonna start having hiccups. This is gonna be annoying. Also, earlier, Miss Shoki, like after we got home and I was in here setting up for the live stream, she legitimately sneezed something like 35 times back to back. Like, like I'm like yelling at her. I was like, "Are you okay?" There's hiccups. Mm. Did not realize this was the same song. Should be a slight seizure warning on this one.
Waiting in the red room. Doing anything in front of the projector. I watch it all again.
I don't know what that was. I like this. Just a simple piano. Hi, boo. You're going to bed already? Okay. Huh? You're done sneezing finally? I mean, that was like an hour and a half of solid sneezing, if that's true. Can you do me a favor before you go to bed, though? Can you bring me an ice pack? My hands are killing me. Ever since last weekend when I played football and stuff with the kids over at my friend's house, like I took the end of the football straight into my palm, and it like has been bruised like the whole time. And doing push-ups the way I have this week, it did not like that. Denise says hi and good night. So does Christine. All right. Bye, baby. See you in a bit. Love you. Oh, kind of. I'm just like stuck. I have ice pack. I can't say no to push-ups because I need the exercise. I'm too flabby. That's the problem. Is how I do them. Or I should say where. Well, I like this part. Feels good. Everyone's dead ends. Amen. No, boy, I could be so much more than I am. I need to go. I heard there's a place for me, one that nobody knows. I'm not on the ground. I'm doing them off the counter. So at least I get a good angle. Wall push-ups don't do much for you. Like, I need some type of resistance, so I do it at roughly a 50 some odd degree angle off the counter. Problem is we have a very if our counter had like a bullnose round edge to it, it'd be another story, but it's not. It's essentially a really hard edge. But when I did them off the bench in the dog walking area, that didn't hurt. Like, because I had enough spot to actually grip onto something, if not just pushing across the palm of my hand.
So I
Feels good.
mountains away.
I got too weak. I couldn't do normal push-ups off the ground anymore.
To a place that ain't real.
Or should I say, I got too heavy.
And I drove mountains away to a place that ain't real. That's where I
So far, this is my favorite.
stay. That place over the hill where you dream about crossing. It's not a cry for help to rethink your options. It's your mom's bakery and
I think it just said, it's not a cry for help to rethink your options. Huh.
Maine. It's that
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to slip when it's going across the palm of my hand. I'm not doing it flat. I'm doing it against the edge of the counter. Like, realistically, the only way that's going to happen there is if my wrist snaps, in which case I'm kind of fucked anyways.
cabin in Sweden. It's the going offline. It's next year I'll go vegan. And it's not a woe, it's me.
Not like that chick who was trying to do stuff off the door of her oven, not even realizing. It just wham.
That's the one that I've chosen.
Thanks for fetching Trisha, Denise. I appreciate that. Sorry, my hands are hurting. Yes, I appreciate that. Well, most people probably didn't realize I was streaming tonight anyways. If you didn't hear me announce it last night, you wouldn't have known, and there was barely like half an hour to do whatever. I enjoy this one. I'm definitely enjoying this song. I don't know what this one's about, but I'm enjoying it. And I do love the, like, virtually purposeful, crappy video, honestly. It feels like watching old YouTube. Or even, like, home videos. Which I think a lot of it is meant to be like home videos. To sort of, like, going through the memories, kind of. Like, the most, like, high-definition stuff was, like, early in the video. Then everything else is, like, really crappy video for the most part. Not just because they're trying to quality down. Oh, you're reading the lyrics? Where are you reading the lyrics at? I don't have lyrics. Okay, one complaint. It is getting insanely loud at some of these crescendos. I do wish he had the lyrics on the screen. This isn't the last song, but it feels like it's the last song. It seems like or feels like a goodbye. Ooh. Ooh, listen to that. I wish he would do more singing. Yeah, there's two more. There's like roughly 10 minutes. In theory, that was fractions of infinity. That should have been Fantasy World. Because it was right after Knots. But there's no dividing point, so I don't know. Once again, in the spotlight. Okay. Two more then. Yeah, this is just pure soundscape here. No idea. I think that was the end of that one, because that's essentially the same note they started on. Sounds like there's whispering going on. Okay, back to creepy vibes, because it feels like he's walking towards us. I was gonna ask, does it look like he's looking at us even though you can't see his eyes? Because that's the vibe I'm getting, and I'm getting creeped out again. Oh, that is different. Also, where is this? Okay, I want to know where he shot this. Like where is this? This is like a village that's just abandoned. Even though the roofing looks brand new right here. And the power line, so it's not abandoned. Oh, this is weird. Yeah, he's a ghost. He's supposed to be a ghost. Okay, well, yeah, there we go.
When's the last time you let yourself think? I might be gone in time, I let myself blink. I wouldn't say I was surprised on the 82nd time. When's the last time your love was unrequited? I know I showed up to the party uninvited. It's getting hard for me to
The only way that would be true is if it's kind of an open world like game and it's music that comes on the radio.
I change what nothing is in it?
Now this is like trippy. Like this one's not so much like weird and so much as like a trippy vibe. And yeah, he's just always like walking slowly through things like a goose. He's a goose.
I hear a voice without a face, and every time I'm with you, the clock has waved me out of place. Those words don't do you justice. Those words don't do you justice. I see my life inside your hands. Once cave in, we start to play. I see all I ever understand. Won't make sense in another way. I think I hit my target weight. Got exercise while I stood in place. Got every time that I couldn't trace. Got restless eyes and look away. Emphasize I shouldn't stay. Okay, okay.
Also, that's interesting. The eaves, like the tallest point of the roof is, and then it slopes inward. These are interesting houses. I don't know what these are. This is weird. I don't know. Xander retracted whatever message that was and then disappeared. I have no idea what happened there. I never even saw the actual thing, and then it was retracted, so I don't know what happened.
Don't work. Living up projected screens that like the screaming cut. Based on what? Take 23, let's get the scene and then it'll be enough. Throw some grain on if you can, and that is that. I'm in that space between your hands about to clap. Those walls are caving in and they say congratulations, that's a wrap.
I'm sorry if you also just yawned.
Don't do you justice. Those words don't do you justice.
It's also like, because I'm very much enthralled by the scenery, because like everything is like cast. It's like they're all concrete cast homes. I'm assuming homes. That one's got full on drainage and pipes and stuff. So it's like it's almost like a neighborhood that didn't get finished building or something. Very interesting, and it looked very churchy. Interesting. Hmm.
Words don't do you justice. Those 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 words don't.
Yeah, this one had a look at it, even more like repeat Where is this? It's so weird. Yeah, no, this one said he had a choir in it. Oh, I like the sun breaking through the clouds there. That's pretty cool. Is he ascending to heaven now? I think this one was particularly meant to be in like a ton of abandoned, like lonely areas because of the concept of like being a ghost, like wandering lost and stuff like that. I've actually liked like the last two or three way more than the previous, almost the entire thing, to be honest.
341. You came out of the room and you were crying in a way that nobody could hear. I stopped kicking and screaming when you turned the lights on. You woke me up. I felt naked, I felt exposed, I felt like for the first time I was intruding on something.
This one's interesting.
You woke me up.
All right, so this should be the last one. Cassini's Division. Yeah, this is gonna be a weird one.
Filtered out brain, filtered out static, filtered out I'm so proud of you. Got presents that I've tried so hard to make known. There was business, regardless of whether or not I was. You were showing me that I wasn't blinded by the light, but by everything else. So, let me go. Let me go and don't let go of me. Let me go and don't let go. And on to the city. I've been trying to move past the crackles and dust scratches, but that's what I am, you know? An accidental side effect of a blank canvas. Think about that glowing dust that destroys the night sky's dream of just being nothing. Beautiful but born to be in the way. That's why all we want is peace. All we want is to stop thinking. All we want is this enlightened silence. It's in our code. That's why it's also ironic. Maybe that's the punchline. The void weighs on me. Only because I push away from it. It waves with the light that follows me like a curious moon. The static that floods every room.
No, there's definitely a lot of deep stuff going on and has been since the beginning. It is like incredibly complex musically. Also, I forgot how bad these things smell. I think we need to clean out our fridge and freezer. Give it a good deep clean. No, I think a lot of it isn't meant to truly make sense, which is why it's perfect for this channel. But it's also, you know, with lyrics, I'm sure a lot more of it makes sense. And because these aren't technically music videos, it's more or less like what I called earlier a screensaver. Like it doesn't, it's not a one-to-one translation of what's going on. But yeah, him being dead and confused makes it gives an idea of what's going on, and like some of the songs are more angry, some of them are more lost, Some of them are kind of like joyous and floating. You know, it's definitely it's an interesting concept. I much preferred the one from the last album with the mountains and the repetitiveness of life and always feeling like you're struggling against something no matter how much you think you've accomplished. You end up, you're not at the top of the hill, you're back at the bottom again. You know, that had a hell of a concept to it, and I liked a lot more of the songs on that album. This is very strange. Well, he's not wanting to be creative, he is creative.
X on top of itself until it blocks out the picture. Maybe that's the
Also, given that he probably made this during COVID because, well, you know, it takes a while to produce an album. Like he started the previous album when he was like 18, put out the first single when he was 19, and then like the album didn't come out for a solid year after that. And then it's been 2 years since. So if he started writing this one immediately after the other one, that means he wrote and was producing this during the COVID lockdowns. So like that would probably make a lot of sense vibe-wise, you know, feeling dead and lost, not sure what to do with life anymore. It feels like life has ended. Actually, that makes a lot more sense.
perfect boy that's begging me to join in, begging me to let you go without letting go of you. So I can make that void just a little bit brighter when you see it. Until next time.
I mean, unless he threw this together in like, a week, like 2 months ago, which I hope isn't true. Yeah, that is kind of the problem sometimes when you're producing something that takes a fuckload of work to do. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much money you have; it's gonna take a minute to put something together, especially if you have to get other people involved. You know, I mean, look at the movie industry in the last 3 years. You know, it doesn't matter how many hundreds of millions of dollars you throw at it. You can only go so fast when you literally cannot be in the same room as someone else. Crying. Oh, did did he ascend? Uh-oh. We're running out of tape. True. Christine's just being mean. statics don't look like snow. Also, it's triggering my rain anxiety. I don't know if you guys can totally see that. Yeah, okay, there it goes. I will say it looks better on that screen than this one. Wow. Okay, well that was the thing. Hold on, who is this RIP saying album of the year? I don't know about all that. That was different. Very different. Okay. So, oh hey, there's Lainey Wilson with Tracy Lawrence. Interesting. Did not understand static. Well, I mean, there was static throughout the whole thing in one way, shape, or form. I think the static, because the last thing it showed of him was him kind of ascending. I think the static was meant to be like, I guess, moving on and passing through the veil, that kind of thing. But like the weird thing is like when you hear static, sometimes it doesn't sound like anything, but like the more it was building and stuff like that, it was kind of starting to sound like something. Like there was a rhythm, and then like other sounds and stuff like that built in. It was like that was interesting. Like in the visual aspect of it going from black with a lot of like a little bit of static and then eventually going to just completely white eventually. Oh, it's different. I mean, you could go home. I don't know. Like, I mean, I started out the entire video here saying, look, it's not going to be for everyone. It may not even be for me. And I would say at least the front half of the album was not necessarily doing it for me. It was interesting, but it doesn't mean that I liked it or that it was good. But it was definitely interesting. And for me, it's like the journey to experience it is more important than like picking out the exact right thing of it. It's like I did like more of the songs on the back end of it, but like overall the previous album hooked me like really early. I liked more of the songs. I liked the concept overall. Like this whole idea of being a ghost and being dead and being lost and not knowing what to do after you're dead. If you're in the way of literally haunting someone versus are you just wandering aimlessly, stuff like that. Like the idea is interesting. and like how to convey that, and like some of the other things. And now that I was thinking about it, the whole Danny Brown thing, coming from the point of view of carbon monoxide, would possibly mean the idea of someone who committed suicide by car, you know, exhaust. I don't know, like it's one of those things. Like if I were to know more about the meaning behind it, or even check out the lyrics, it might be better off because it's less obvious than the previous one. It is a little deep, and I think that is it's very deep, very heady, very esoteric, and that doesn't work for everyone, and it's not meant to. Everyone's meant to experience it kind of their own way, whether despite the intention. Yeah, yeah. If this becomes album of the year, I mean, like, here's the problem: album of the year. What does that even really mean? Does that mean it's literally the best thing? It's the highest rated, or it's sold the most albums? I don't go by those things, because a lot of them it's just popularity contest. But it is gonna mean something different to everybody. Like some people, this might be the best thing they heard all year, which I question what they've been listening to. But then again, it's not made for everyone. It was never meant to be. You know, it's not meant to be consumed in the mainstream in the same way. It's definitely not meant to have radio play for sure, because it's rare that you'll get somebody who makes something that has a concept to the album and that will get radio play. Maybe a single, but the hard part is taking it out of the context of the album when it's meant to be consumed as an album can affect your experience with it. It's a little strange. It's like pulling a chapter out of a book without reading the rest of it. Could be cool, could be crap, you know, but you don't know what the rest of it means, you know. I'm gonna talk about it on the gonna talk about it on the podcast in more in depth. I need to sit with my thoughts about the Black Panther movie more, because I came home to do this and I really didn't have time to really mull over it. And yeah, it's just something I don't know. If I want esoteric, then I'm putting on Pink Floyd's Animals. I mean, like, here's the other thing. It could be that maybe some particular substances might be required to get more out of this. You know, and the thing is, it's like I wouldn't have even called this unenjoyable, because it's like I may not understand it, but it's also not inherently bad. So that's the other thing. It's like we've watched so much stuff on this channel where I'm just like, I'm not listening to that again, or that sucked for what they did with it. This was more like my brain can't process technically what I'm hearing, but it's also not turned off by it. Now there were some off-putting parts, but I think they were meant to be uncomfortable. Like they weren't meant to like please you 100%. That's why you did so many dissonant notes. You know, it was meant to make you uncomfortable. It was meant to not make you feel the completion of certain things, like the way it was arranged. It's just like you feel like it's going somewhere. Usually, why music makes you feel good is because your brain recognizes patterns and structure and then predicts where it's going, and you get the endorphin release when it is correct. Like your brain goes, okay, well, we've heard these notes in a sequence, which means you've only got very few options, and then we're going to hear this note. And then that note happens, and you go, oh, I predicted that correctly. You get happy because of it. Now, all these things happen without conscious thought. So when something is dissonant, discordant, goes against the rules, that's when it starts hitting your brain in ways that you're like, okay, wait, what? And then you get confused, and then maybe they'll come back around and do something right after breaking your train of thought, and then complete it, and then you're playing catch up. Now your brain doesn't know what to do, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's almost like a mental exercise. Like, yeah, don't get too fixated because we're gonna change this up. Yeah, this is definitely nothing to sing along with, unfortunately. Which his previous album, once again, lots of songs that you can rap along with or you could sing with. This, not so much. Like this was just soundscape for the most part. Jazz. Yeah, yeah, that's actually a good point about jazz. Real jazz definitely doesn't care for real structure. A lot of improvisation. I wasn't sure how to say that word at first. You know, it's just one of those things. And it's something that you get ingrained in you without realizing it. Unless you've studied music, there's like it's one of those things you're never going to think about. You just experience it and never have the words put to it as to why you feel that way. Yeah, there's definitely some I try to sing along to jazz. I mean, you can if it's there are jazzy songs that you can sing along to, for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of chaos and given the idea of a ghost, it makes sense if somebody who just died and or you know self immolated, uh then yeah, there would be a lot of chaos. There would be a lot of disorganized thoughts. And actually, like, I took that last one, excuse me, I took that last one to be like a final recording of thoughts and feelings before dying. Like, it's almost like part of it is like the album is almost backwards. It's like, here's the part where I'm feeling really down and crappy about life, and then like I did something terrible about it, and then the different stages of being a ghost on the other end, going all the way backwards. It's almost like the album is backwards in my mind. I don't know if it's actually like that. It's just thinking about the way it went. But there's definitely a section in the middle where it changed up and like the whole vibe swung a different direction. And I don't know if that was like the realization of being dead and you're like, oh, now I see what's going on. And then you're like, okay, now I'm free a little bit of all the other stuff, a little joyous, a little more happy, and then sadness and confusion. You know, that's why I think like maybe there was the actual idea is in reverse. I don't know, just thought. So that's the other thing about it is like we're sitting here talking about it because it didn't make sense. And it's like, what was that? Like, what did we just experience here? And that's kind of part of it, in my opinion. Like, it's one thing when you get like some really good, normal, structured music that is just easy to sing along to, easy to bop along with, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to question it. It's just like, that was good, move on. You could probably ruminate on this album and the stuff you just heard for like a while. And just like, okay, now I got to think about what I just heard, what I just saw. Go back to it and be like, oh, okay. It's because it's so strange, it's thought provoking. And then some people would just be like, that sucks, get it out of my head. I don't want to experience that ever again. And that's fine. You can feel that. But other part, my brain's too curious. It's just like, what was that? And I love this one right here. Whenever he reacted to I think that's Fantano, reacting to that last album. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, but that's the thing. It's not always meant to be enjoyed. Life isn't always meant to be enjoyed. Life is just meant to be experienced. And most of the time you have no idea whether something's going to come out good or bad. You just have to be along for the ride. And you make of it what you will, and you'll think back on it sometimes, and analyze. That's what it is. Like I said, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as the previous one in my mind. But this one was more thought provoking because it didn't make sense, and that the visuals, his previous movie or album movie was more beautiful, a little more striking. This was creepy. This had really interesting ways to shoot stuff. A lot of different visuals, like the arm coming through the window and reaching through and like peering through keyholes to look at things. The spotlight and trying not to be in it and stuff. Really out of focus, long shots. It's just like, it was visually interesting and disturbing. And like, because it would change, it would either change rapidly or be stuck in the same shot for a really long time unbroken. You know, it's very interesting. And that's the best way I can put it. It was interesting because, like, my brain is still wondering what that was and what I just experienced. You know, experience a quarter of it. That's fine, and that's fine, Christine. You can be like that. You can absolutely be like that. I don't know, because I am a fan, and it's not like I'm making excuses for it. Because I'll tell you clearly, it's like that was weird. It's like that was weird, and I don't know that it was good. But good doesn't necessarily apply to everything. Good and bad are just justifications for things. And it's like I don't know that that was good or bad, but it was definitely something I experienced, and and when one way, shape, or form, meant something. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I don't think this is going to be nearly as highly acclaimed as his previous albums. But hey, if he's got some stuff in his head that he needs to get out, let him get it out. It's not always going to win. You know, it's like look how many other mainstream artists have put out God knows how many albums. How many of them are good? Some artists may put out a dozen albums and roughly half will really be something good. The other ones will just be basically money makers or songs that wouldn't fit in on other albums. I mean, this is clearly like a sequel to the previous one, sonically, but not thematically. So it just is what it is. 95,000 views. That's not that many in reality. Okay, I got another notification. What's going on over here? Oh, Trend just subscribed. Okay. Thanks for subscribing, Trend. Wait, does that mean we're at 666 now? Hold on. That might mean we just crossed over into demonic territory on our subscribers. Can I see? No, not there. Hold on. I want to look. Because I think we were at 665. Nope. Oh wow. Okay. We jumped a few. We were at 665. Now we're at 671. Dang it. I missed it. I missed the demonic numbers. Oh well. Yeah. Well, see, you guys see that. I see it on my end. 671. Either way. So I'm gonna go to bed. I am freaking tired. It has been a super, super long day. I have got a few subscribers. Okay. Either way, guys. Um, yeah. So if you're interested in the podcast, I always got to plug the podcast because you guys probably don't care about my other channels. But the Now You Made It Awkward podcast, go subscribe to that if you want to just hear a kind of nerdy lifestyle type podcast where we talk about pop culture, nerd culture, and just life in general. Um, and yeah, I will definitely I'll make sure that my co-hosts have at least remotely seen the movie, but I will be talking about the Black Panther movie on there. So yeah. But anyway, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. You guys have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see y'all next week. And remember, as always, it doesn't have to make sense. And in this case, literally, it just has to be loud. I don't think my statement has or my motto has ever applied more than with this Quadeca album. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be loud. All right, guys. See y'all later. Oh, yeah, I don't have my button. I don't have my button to push. I got to do it the hard way.